Doesn't matter win, lose, or draw, we are here for you. Raiders press conference live the day after the loss, 46-16 to the only undefeated team left in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers.
Give it to us.
Safe and sound.
Stayed right here.
Oh, no, you didn't. You stayed here and watched it, huh?
Yep.
That could have been even worse. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, how's everybody doing? Good to see everybody today. Obviously, after another tough defeat for a football team. We're in second place in this division. We got 3 to go. Got a big game against the Detroit Lions that'll be coming in here to the O. We get a little home cooking finally after being on the road for 2 weeks and not playing very well. So we're looking forward to getting back to practice, getting this team back on the winning note. Obviously, Detroit's coming in here with something to play for. We got something to play for, too. Obviously, we're still in the thick of this thing. We truly believe in our division. In this division, and also for an opportunity to play in the playoffs. So it's still all out in front of us. It doesn't feel that way, obviously, after the last 2 weeks, but the reality is that's what it is. So on we go.
Coach, mathematically Detroit is not make or break, but do you feel after the last 2 weeks and now being in second place that it's a must-win?
I think every game from here on in for us is a must-win. I mean, if we want to accomplish our goals, which is winning this division, I think we gotta every game, one game at a time, is a must-win game for us.
How common, probably the past 2 weeks, things you've seen in common, which is why the past 2 weeks have gone this way?
I think we haven't gotten off to a fast start on offense. Obviously, I think anytime you turn the ball over early, it's not good for your football team. So we need to make sure we take care of the ball. Number 2, then other teams are scoring on us, pretty quickly. So teams are getting up. And those are the things that I noticed the most. And I think, obviously, we've been down at half, by touchdown or 2 or 3. So that's not how we play. And like I said, the last 2 weeks hasn't gone the way we want it to. But, again, as I said a week ago, we're not going to run from what's gone on. We understand we face it head on. I do. This team does. We know that we got some work to do in order to get this thing back. But by no stretch has anybody thrown in a towel or decided, hey, look, we've given it all we got. We got more to give, and that's what we're going to do.
Coach, everybody's aware of the problems on offense, your injury problems
Mm-hmm.
you've had and the other fellows, but on defense the last 2 weeks you've really been scorched. I mean, any explanations for that?
We got to play better. And I think to a man, I think every player would feel that way. I think those 11 guys who are starters on our defensive football team need to go out and play as well as they can, because they have. I mean, there's games where we've been very rock solid and play very good run defense and very good pass defense. What we got to do is do it consistently. And I know you mentioned the offensive players that we're missing, but honestly, this is a team game. And we kind of feed off of each other. And the offense got to do a great job of helping and assisting the defense by taking care of the ball and not putting them in a tough situation. And then on top of that, the defense, their job is to go out there and get them stopped. So in special teams, they got to do their job too. So this is a team sport. So I respect what you're saying about the defense and what we need to do and how we need to be. But in terms of the way I see it as the head coach, this whole football team, we need to step it up. And we can and we will. Again, we played the world champions last night. We played a team that just held that Lombardi trophy a year ago and is undefeated. They're 13-0. That's what we're aspiring to be. And last night was a measuring stick, obviously, for myself and the football team, and we're not there. We're not where we need to be. I'll be the first to tell you that. But we also got a chance to see it firsthand, up close and personal, about where we need to be. And I think, if anything, that kind of resonated with our players about where we need to get to. I mean, there's 3 more weeks in this season, and if, God willing, we get an opportunity to win this division and get in the playoffs, I mean, heck, who knows? There's a chance we might see these guys 8 weeks from now or whenever that is. You never know. That's just the way this sport is. So I remember last night. I always will, because we played against the best of the best in this league, and they're good, and that's what you want to be at some point in time.
What did you learn in that game? Are you farther away than you thought, or about where you thought you were?
Well, it's hard to ever judge all that when you're not playing with a full deck. and I understand that. I know we don't have a lot of the players that we love to play with. But I also respect, as you guys know, I'm not going to make any excuses. I know that this football team can play better than what it's played the last 2 weeks. And that's my responsibility. That's our coach's responsibility and our players' responsibility. We got to go to the game and go play as well as we can. And I think the last 2 weeks have been very unfortunate that we haven't. But again, we got a big game this week. It's Detroit. Because I can sit here and go over the Green Bay game and everything that's gone on, but that's not going to do anybody any good. What we got to do is go back to work and focus on this game, And I think, as I said 3 weeks ago, we were feeling pretty good after we beat Chicago here at home. And the last 2 weeks have been unfortunate. We hadn't gotten it done. But we got a chance this week, and not because this team is no slouch by any stretch of imagination. They're good. They're a very good, physical, tough football team, and we got to get ready to play against here at home.
Is Carson trying to do too much at times, trying to make I know he wants to make big plays so often. Is he forcing the ball in your mind? Or
I think, again, I call those throws that you wish you had back. I think sometimes, I think any quarterback who throws the ball was truly, when you're blessed with a right arm like he is, you try to make some plays that sometimes that are not there, But I think at the end of the day, there's some trust that he has in certain guys. And it's sometimes not all just a quarterback neither. I think sometimes people got to be in right spots. And sometimes you got to throw the ball in the right spots too. But he'll be the first to tell you he had some plays last night that he wish he had back. You got to take care of the ball in this league. And that's what I stressed to him. That's what me and him had an opportunity to talk about today. The key to us winning games in this league is taking care of the ball and getting turnovers. And he has got to take care of the ball better. He understands that. And sometimes I think, guys, you want to make those plays, but what I always tell them is just get me to the next down with you. I'll give you a better call the next play. Regardless of what happens, just get me to the next down, and then we'll make something good happen. And I think last night, I think that point was driven home because I think he can see that it didn't give us an opportunity to attain our goals.
Jacoby and Denarius are out running this morning. How close are they, do you think?
Here you go. Well, you want degrees? You want days? I honestly, I don't know. As I told you, I quit speculating. I'm not going to worry about it. When they give me those players back, I'm going to take them with open arms, and we're going to put them out there because that would mean that they are ready to play. When they say, Hugh, you got them and you can practice with them, then I'll know they're ready. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to take the guys we have and get these guys better. And we're going to get our focus right and get ready to play a game here at home.
Is it encouraging that they're able to run, though, at this point?
That's much better. It's very encouraging that they're out there doing more than what they did last week, this early in the week. So I think that's good, and I think it bodes well for the future. But, again, until someone tells me you got them, I'm not going to speculate on it.
Well, Coach, go ahead.
Just with respect to Darren's injury and the speculation or the report.
Yeah.
Bill Sims,
here's the deal. Whether you use the word Liz Frank or midfoot, to me, they're all the same. Okay? They're all. Now, there's different degrees of a Liz Frank injury, and I think we all understand that, or a midfoot injury. To me, they're all the same. And so if you want to play on words, a guy says Liz Frank, midfoot. I've said midfoot before. I've said Liz Frank, whatever that is. It's really the same thing. And I wasn't trying to mislead anybody, or nobody's trying to mislead anybody. That's what the young man has. So if you want to describe it as a midfoot sprain, you want to describe it as a Liz foot issue, then that's what it is. And again, until they tell me I can have them back, I'm not going to worry about it. I know everybody then goes to Matt Schaub and understands when you say Liz Frank, okay, well, that's season ending, and maybe that's the situation here. Well, we'll see. I don't know that for sure. I think we're going to get this young man back, but obviously he's not back yet. So I think there's different degrees of those particular sprains and Franks and all that. And what we got to do is figure out which one he has, and I think our doctors and our people are working through it. You guys have seen him running around a little bit, trying to get back out there. But I still think, we need some time, and then we'll get there.
What did you get told that he has?
I got told that he has I've been told he has a mid-foot sprain, which is just like a Liz Frank sprain. However you see that, it's the same. It's really one and the same. And I know one both can require surgery. Both can require, for you to be out several weeks. So I think they're all in that same family. I just think how you describe it based on one is when you say Liz Frank really means surgical. You know, you got to go in and fix it right away in order to get it to heal properly. I think that's why when people hear that term, I think everybody goes, oh, my gosh, well, that's what he has. No, he does not need surgery. That much I do know. You guys can write that. Darren McFadden does not need surgery.
Coach, in this game, Richard Seymour had a clean stat sheet. Nothing, no tackles. And was he getting double-teamed? Is he hurt? Just not playing well?
He's out there playing.
Was he getting double-teamed?
Yeah, all of our defensive linemen get double-teamed. I mean, those are some big guys we have. So they get double-teamed, they get grabbed, they get pulled, they get a little bit of everything. I mean, he didn't have any plays. Didn't make any plays last night. He'd be the first to tell you that. He got to play better. I mean, our whole defense got to play better. Our whole team has to play better. So it's not just Richard Seymour. I mean, it's there's 10 other guys on defense, and there's 11 guys on offense, and there's another 11 on special teams that need to play better than what we have over the last couple of weeks.
You have said that you thought that the problems that you have had with the run defense and the penalties could be fixed by the end of this year with the.
Got 3 more weeks.
That's right.
I got 3 more weeks. So hold me to that. Then you guys can drill me at that time. No, guys, we're working on it. I'm just as disappointed as anybody. I've said those things, and I believe them in my heart, and I believe that we will, and we have not. I'm not running from that. We have not consistently played on defense the way I envision our defensive football team playing. We have not fixed the penalty issue that has, in my opinion, hurt this team tremendously. I continue to be in games that things happen that I've never seen before. You know, I was ready to throw a flag last night, and they told me the replay boot doesn't work. So the guy ran out of bounds. I know he was out of bounds, and there's nothing they could do about it. Say, Hugh, I'm probably knowing I'm screwing you here, but the bottom line is I got to put the ball where it is because I cannot verify that the guy ran out of bounds. I've never heard of that before, but that's the way it goes, you know. But we got some work to do here, and I've always said that, and I don't run from that. And I think everybody thinks you put magic on it and you do it, and it just goes away. It takes time. It takes time, and we're working at it, and. Sometimes you gotta change up, you know, and we're gonna change some things up so we can get this thing better.
Why did they march out the penalty on you on the ball where on the play where Aaron got hit and it came out of his hand, and then Cameron picked up the ball?
Because it was a personal foul.
Yeah, but the play in essence is.
That's what. Yeah,
as soon as they say that it's an incomplete pass, then anything. It was not.
Yeah, but that's what I said too. But it was, in their opinion, it is a personal foul during a play, so it is tacked on to the end of whoever gets the ball last. So it was a defensive penalty, so they got half the distance. So they went from the 8-yard line to the 4-yard line. And yes, I did have a fit, but that's the rule. That is the rule.
Coach, when you talk to Chuck about defense, do you leave it to him and his staff? Is it kind of an on-the-plane kind of thing, or do you scheme with him during the week? How involved are you?
Chuck tells me exactly what we're doing, you know, and how we're trying to do it. I like to know. I like to have an idea of how we're going to attack a offensive football team. Obviously, I trust our coaches. I don't go over there and say we better do this or that. Do I offer suggestions? Yes, I do, based on who we're playing. But for the most part, our defensive coaches, you know, they get after it with those guys and trying to put in our game plan and get it done. We need to get better, period. Everywhere we are on this football team, defensively, offensively, and special teams. I'm not going to just sit up here and hammer the defense. I don't want to do that. It's definitely an issue that we need to get better at, just like we need to get better on offense. I mean, we can't turn the ball over like that and think you're going to win a game like that on the road. It's not going to happen. And we got to get better at special teams. We had a chance to make a play on a fake. Got to make that play. I mean, because we've made those plays. I mean, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you, well, last night just wasn't our night. That's not how it works. I mean, this is the National Football League, the best of the best. In the last 2 weeks, we have fallen short. But we get another go at this thing. We get 3 more goes at this thing to earn a 4th. So we get Detroit this week, and that's what we're going to focus on.
Any updates on any other injured players from yesterday? Anything?
Who you want?
How about Chaz, Hayward Bay?
Chaz, we'll know more as we go through the week. I think he's going to be okay. John Henderson, obviously, let me see what Johnny had. Johnny had the knee. You know, he has a sore knee, so we'll see where John is as we move through the week. Darius Hayward Bay, I think, will be fine. I think his was a heel, and I think as we go through the week, we'll know a little bit more about him. So I think, and Sammy Sammy Sattelli obviously has a little shoulder, so I think he'll be okay too. Sammy's always found a way to come back and play, and so has Darius, and so has Chaz this year. So I think we'll get these guys back and get them up and going.